What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Hobby Time. So today we are going to answer a question that's been buzzing around the chat lately, and that is all about lighting. What kind of lights I use, what kind of lights I would recommend, all that fun stuff. So hopefully this isn't going to be too long of a video since we're just talking about lights, but obviously every aquarium, depending on what species you have in it, of course, needs some kind of lighting, whether it be a dim light or a fully bright light. It also depends what kind of plants are in your aquarium. Some plants like really bright lights, some plants don't really like very much light at all. It just depends. So what I typically do is I will go on Amazon, or rather what my wife and I have done is we go on Amazon and we typically buy just an LED light. It's usually a Hygger or a Nycrew or an Aquarium light or something like that, and it looks a little bit like that guy. It's got red, blue, and white lights. I don't use the red ever, I just use the white. It's either on or off in my opinion, and I hang them above all of my aquariums. In order to give you a better view of it, this is a small little one. And this one here is a Nycrew C10 Plants LED light. And this one over here is a Hygger. We have one light for every single aquarium in the room, but because of the new rack that we built, I'm only gonna have one light for two tanks, and then you have the lights over here. Like, it's just a light that sits on top of the tank, completely separate from the lid, and honestly, I kind of like them. One of the questions I got were these lights over here. These ones are just your standard clip on the back lights. Because I have an open, no lid on this tank, I want to keep it open, and I want to make sure there's about 2 inches so that way no fish jump out, no snails jump out, anything like that. I wanted to have lights that were up and out of the way, so we went for these clip-on, hang-on-the-back LEDs, and these ones are actually pretty cool because these ones actually change with the time of day. So you set them and they go this dim at night. At the time of this recording, it's about 2 a.m., so they're extremely dull. But in the middle of the day, they're very bright and they light up the tank. So I don't have to adjust the lights at all. They just kind of do their own thing, and yeah, my fish are happy because they know if it's daytime or nighttime. These ones here, get on Amazon, you just type in LED aquarium light, clip on, what have you. They're about $35 to $50 or so each. I like having 2 of them because then I can have one side of the tank dark if I want, one side light, or I can have them both. And obviously it's just enough room for this tank. This is my 55 gallon, and these lights work perfectly fine. These other aquarium lights that are literally built exactly for aquariums that we bought, these ones, depending on size, run anywhere between $20 to $50. I'd probably say about $15 to $20 per foot of light is about a good estimate on how much these lights cost. And I'm here to tell you, they work great, and they have these little adjusters right here, so that way if it's not a perfect match for your aquarium, you can always adjust it so that way it fits perfectly fine. As you can see, this one is adjusted quite a bit on both sides, so that way I can actually have it fit on this tank. But like I was saying, if I could do it all again, I would not buy these. There are cheaper options out there. These work great, and I'm not dissing them. If you have the extra money, by all means, go for it. They even have cool little options, so you can turn them on, you can set them for time of day, all that fun stuff. They are great lights, but you can easily go to your local hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, you name it, and you can get lighting that just hangs above your fish tank. Maybe not directly on the fish tank, but if you're looking to hang these lights, hardware stores can sell you shop lights for about half the price, and they will do the exact same thing. So had I known that we were going to go this far in the hobby, we probably would not have bought this many of these expensive aquarium specific lights. We probably would have went with some shop lights. So maybe our next fish room when we move, who knows? I mean, we already have these lights, so we're just going to keep them and use them as much as we can. But if we expand the fish room anymore, honestly, I'm just going to get some shop lights. And then for lids, there's some of our aquariums don't have any lidding at all, and our other aquariums have these glass lids. I specifically like having glass lids on the bottom tanks because I have dogs and the dogs will go and, you know, drink the water and stuff like that. So I want to have glass lids at least on the bottom tanks, but the top tanks, as long as I give about 2 inches of room, 2 to 3 inches of room, usually about 2, that makes it enough to where I feel safe about the fish not jumping out, because fish can do that. And then also all the bubbles from the sponge filters, I don't have to worry about the splash effect getting out of the tank too much. So top tanks, I usually don't put lids on them. I can, I don't. I could go either way on those, but having aquarium lights sit on top of your lids, I found personally when you're doing water changes for that to be kind of annoying. So that's also a reason why I opted, at least on the tanks that are on the racks, to have lights sitting above the tanks. That way they're not in the way when I'm doing water changes. That's why I really like these tanks over here, because I don't have to worry about the lights anymore when I'm doing water changes. The only ones I have to really worry about anymore are my 2 guppy tanks, whenever I figure out what to do with the 5-gallon tank, and then my 20-gallon tank over here, which is currently has an algae infection. I'm leaving the lights off on that one. But yeah, Amazon is where I get all of my lights. They come in many different sizes, so just make sure you measure your fish tank. If it's a 20-inch fish tank, buy a 20-inch light. 28-inch fish tank, buy a 28-inch light. It's really not that hard. But again, you can go to your local hardware store and you can get these exact, not these exact lights, but you can get shop lights that do the exact same thing for literally half the price. I'm talking $7 to $10 per foot of light essentially. So it's up to you. If you want to go fancy and keep it all specific for aquariums, you can go with these expensive lights. Hopefully I've put some images on the screens. I'm not gonna like link Amazon links and things like that, but I can at least give you guys the images of what to look for on Amazon, and the names and things like that. But check out your local hardware store. If you're getting multiple lights, it's probably a really good idea to get multiple shop lights. And there's even some, I know I've mentioned it in some of my videos before. Let's see if you can see it over here. My outlet space is atrocious. So some shop lights, you can actually link them together, kind of like Christmas lights, where you only use one outlet and all of the strings of lights plug into each other. So honestly, that's something I would look into in my next fish room, is if I can find some shop lights that all plug into each other and I only take one outlet space. That would save me so much outlet space. So yeah, there's cheaper options out there. What I have works great. I would recommend what I have, but it does come with a little bit more of a price tag, so it's completely up to you. These ones, though, my 55-gallon ones, I really like those because they're up and out of the way. I can turn them, I can twist them, I can do whatever I want with them. I can get them completely out of the way if I wanted to. Look, all this room. Awesome. But the fact that they change with the day and I can completely not have to worry about them, I don't have to shut them off. I can, there's a little switch in the back right here, so I can shut it off if I want, but the fact that I don't have to even touch it and it just automatically changes the light settings throughout the day, phenomenal. I think that's fantastic. And it even comes with a little remote, so I can say 3 a.m. and it turns to 3 a.m. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the lights. If you guys have any inputs, if you guys have any experience with cheaper lights, if you guys have any experience with shop lights, that'd be great to know. But let me know what you guys want to see next. I read all the comments, so if you guys want to see anything specific or have any questions about what I do in the fish room, go ahead and leave me a comment. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, we're just here having a good time, so let me know what you want to see next. Peace.